How to sell high-ticket consulting services. That's what we're talking about today. I've got 6 steps for you, 6 things you should do, 1 thing you should never do, and I'm going to share with you a free gift that's going to help you sell high-ticket consulting services. All that is here for you on this episode of The Inside BS Show. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo. This is the Inside BS Sales Tip Show, really. And today we're going to talk about how you can sell high-ticket consulting services. I'm going to give you the formula for how to sell high-ticket consulting services. So there are 6 steps in this process. I'm going to share all those with you. I'm going to tell you one thing that I don't think you should ever do, and you're not going to want to miss that, so stick around for that point. I'm also going to give you my revenue roadmap. I'm giving you something for free that's going to help you sell high-ticket consulting services. So if you were wondering how to sell high-ticket consulting services, this is the video for you. You're in the right place. Let's dive into our content. The first point I want to make to you today is that if you're looking to sell high-ticket consulting services, you've got to start out by selecting a niche market. Now, some people say niche, some people say niche. I say niche. I want to make sure you realize that I'm sharing with you things that I do myself. I was a big ticket consulting services partner. Basically, when you're a partner in a consulting firm, you're the person who makes it rain. You're the guy or the gal who's supposed to bring in the new business. And that was my role for 6 years. I worked for a company called Gallup. Many of you will know Gallup from the Gallup poll. And my book of business at any given time was over $20 million in revenue on a year-over-year basis. I went out and found $20 million of new business for that consulting company, me personally, year in and year out. When I left Gallup to start my own consulting business, I didn't have the luxury of having the wonderful Gallup brand behind me. I had to grow a consulting business from scratch, and I'm selling high-ticket consulting services now to entrepreneurs, to independent professionals, people just like you. Maybe you're a professional speaker and you'd like to add consulting to your portfolio so that you have a consistent revenue stream. Or maybe you were in the corporate world, you're a corporate executive, and now you want to start your own consulting business. This is how you sell high-ticket consulting services when you're starting from scratch. So at Gallup, I had the Gallup brand behind me. I could walk in and anybody would take a meeting with me. If you're an independent professional, you're a consultant now and you're on your own, you don't have that brand behind you. So the best thing to do is start in a niche market, start in a niche market, a narrow niche. Pick a niche based on something you do really well, like communication strategy or marketing strategy or financial service sector strategy or a focus on how to improve performance in a specific area. Select a niche based on competence that you have or on an industry focus. What I did when I went out on my own is I selected the niche of working with lawyers and law firms. Now I've expanded to all professional service providers, but for the first 7 years of my practice, I focused almost exclusively on attorneys. The reason I want you to start when you're trying to sell high-ticket consulting services, the reason I want you to start in a narrow niche market is because you can become famous in that niche market very, very quickly. Think about it. If you're on YouTube making videos only for people in the CPA practice industry, right? If I only made videos for CPAs, everyone who's a CPA would know who I was very quickly. Anyone who's searching online anyway, because if I'm making 50 videos every month for CPAs, eventually when they're searching, they're going to search for a topic that I've covered and they're going to go, oh, who's this guy? So selecting a narrow niche market is going to help you dominate faster. And that's the first thing I want you to do in the 6 steps to selling high-ticket consulting services. Selecting a narrow niche market, that's number 1. Number 2, Deliver content. Content, 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 content. I cannot stress that enough. You've got to be producing videos. You've got to be posting written content. And you've got to be doing a podcast. You have to produce a lot of content so that people know you're a thought leader. You've got to have an opinion and you've got to share that opinion. The video content goes on YouTube, it goes on LinkedIn, it can go on Instagram, it can also go on, and it must go on your website. It can go on Facebook. The written content goes on your website first and foremost, and then after it's been on your website for a couple of months, you can put it up on LinkedIn independently. Your content has to be everywhere. Your podcast, you need to start doing a podcast. My preference would be that you do a podcast on a weekly basis and have people on who you want to be your clients. That's a huge benefit for people who have podcasts. You can reach out to folks and ask them if they want to be interviewed. They'll come on your show, and then later you can sell to them. So having them on the podcast is a great opportunity for you to connect with them, and it's a great opportunity for you to create new content. Now, why am I stressing content when it comes to selling high-ticket consulting services? Well, there are three things content does for you. It creates visibility, it helps with your credibility, and it differentiates you from everyone else who does what you do. Look at these videos. The video you're watching with me right now. We're developing a relationship. We're having a conversation. I'm sitting across from you and we're having a conversation. If you like what you see in this video, you're going to watch more videos that I've made. And when you watch more videos, you're going to get to know me and you're going to feel like we have a relationship, because we do. Content is incredibly valuable for visibility, credibility, and differentiation. It helps build relationships. So that's step 2 in how to sell high-ticket consulting services. Content, content, content. Step 3, host educational events. You should be hosting educational events on webinars. You should be hosting live educational events. You should be speaking at other people's live events. You should be invited to speak at other people's webinars. These educational events are more intimate. You get to give more information and people get to spend more time with you. Look, you're going to spend 15 minutes with me, maybe, on this video. If we were doing an educational event and I invited you to the educational event, you'd spend the whole day with me. And then you'd really get to know me. I'd really give you a huge amount of information and our relationship would deepen. Hosting educational events takes all the content you've created and it puts it on steroids. It turbocharges it. It gets that content that's so fantastic in front of people. But even more importantly, it helps you develop a more intimate relationship. It helps you become closer with your prospective client. The fourth thing you need to do in order to sell high-ticket consulting services is you always have to have a system or a framework. That's where my revenue roadmap comes in. Now, I'm going to take a second right now. I want you to go down to right below this video. In the description there, you'll see it says free gift from Dave. Below that, there's a link. Click on that link, enter your contact information, and you'll be able to download immediately my guide to creating your own revenue roadmap. This is your marketing plan for your high-ticket consulting business. If you're looking to sell high-ticket consulting services, you got to download my revenue roadmap. It's free. It's a gift from me to you. Download the revenue roadmap. It'll give you a step-by-step guide for creating the exact consulting business you want. This is the guide that I use today to build my consulting business. It's the guide I used to start and to build my company and take it from 6 figures to 7. I want you to do the same thing. So you got to have a system. You got to have a framework that you're operating from. Use my revenue roadmap as the framework. And that is step 5. I want you to exactly religiously follow that revenue roadmap. So you can create your own system. It took me 15 years to create the revenue roadmap as a system. I've done it for you. Why not follow my system? And that's step 5. Follow the revenue roadmap. Start by identifying your ideal client, then get in front of them in a group setting, and after you get in front of them in a group setting, make them an offer of something for free that they can perhaps download or participate in. When they download that free gift, I want you to qualify them to see if they have money, a problem you can solve, and the ability to make a decision. After you qualify them, if they're not ready to do business with you, you're going to put them on your nurturing list and nurture that relationship for the long term. Then you're going to make offers to them. When they take you up on the offer, you're going to onboard them and develop relationship revenue as a result. That's a very brief overview of the revenue roadmap. I've given you the guide. Follow it, and you're going to grow your high-ticket consulting business. All right, step 6 is find multiple opportunities up front. What does that mean? It means you've got to find multiple opportunities at each point along the revenue roadmap. So it's not good enough just to get in front of your ideal clients through speaking. You also have to write articles and get them published. You also have to do videos and share the videos. You also have to do the podcast and invite ideal clients onto your podcast. You need diversity of client attraction systems. So find multiple opportunities up front. What I mean by that is have a diverse marketing strategy. The roadmap outlines the whole thing. Go ahead and download it. Have a diverse marketing strategy so that you can get in front of as many people as possible and you can close as many high-ticket consulting deals as possible. All right, now we've come to the time where I'm going to share something I don't want you to do, something you gotta avoid at all costs. And I'm going to share a story with you that shows how I fell down on this, and it will help you embrace this one thing perfectly. I hope it helps you embrace it. Before I do that, if you like this content and you're watching my videos, give me a thumbs up so I know you liked it. Let me know down in the comments what you want to hear more of, what you enjoyed, any suggestions that you have. I'm happy to read through them in the comments. So please leave something down in the comments for me, and also thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you know when we upload new content. We don't just do sales tips. I also do interviews with people who are growing their business and who are growing a consulting business just like you, so you can follow in their footsteps. All right, here's the one thing you should never, ever do. And I'm going to share it in a story. I stopped doing my weekly email newsletter for a period of time. When I started my business, I started emailing everyone I knew every week, telling stories in those emails, and educating people in a weekly email newsletter. Well, one year I got really wrapped up in a project, a side project, building a baseball team that my son could play on, and we spent the whole summer working on that. So I stopped doing my email follow-up system. I just ran out of hours in the day. My consulting revenue took a nosedive in the fall. It didn't take a nosedive in the summer. Business was still coming in and I thought things were great. In the fall, in September, when all the new business comes in, because people go back to work, they go on vacation during the summer, and after Labor Day, they go back to work, and that's when my phone used to ring off the hook. I noticed my phone rang, but only a couple of times. It didn't ring like it used to. What happened? Well, because I didn't send out an email for the 12 weeks of the summer that I was working on this baseball program and, helping out in the neighborhood, really investing a lot of time in it, because I didn't write that weekly email newsletter, I didn't have the same momentum in the months that followed. And I had to make up that momentum by doing a lot of speaking, by getting in front of a lot of people that I otherwise wouldn't have had to get in front of. So the moral of the story is don't ever give up on your follow-up. The one thing you can never, ever compromise is your ongoing nurturing, your follow-up system. Because all of those prospects are eventually going to do business with you. You simply need to continue to follow up until they're ready, until they have the urgency. All right, my friends, that was our session on how to sell high-ticket consulting services. It was wonderful to see you here. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow for another tip just like this. Also, check out my interviews. We do a new interview every day with people who are going places, people who are doing exactly what you want to do. What can you learn from them? How about everything? Join me right back here again tomorrow. Until then, here's hoping you make a great living and live a great life.